I also get a little annoyed about the media, the constant media criticism of the mainstream media. This is a fair criticism, but it's like, it's coming oftentimes from people who are like, frequent viewers of the Jesse Waters show or whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's a whole right-wing MAGA media. Like it's not 1984, right? Where there are only 3 networks, and if they're and if they're biased, if Dan Rather is telling you something that's wrong, that's like a really big deal that he's biased because 60 million people are watching Dan Rather. It's like as many people like are watching.
So this clip is Tim Miller attacking Megyn Kelly. Some would say attacking. I don't know. Maybe he's making a constructive criticism. We're going to see. But what sparked this conversation on the Bill Maher show is the rhetoric of Donald Trump. So apparently, and it's happened over the weekend, so little Johnny come latelys, not really though, that Trump said Liz Cheney should be, in front of a firing squad, then she would know how it feels. Now, the point that he was trying to make is that she's never served in the Army, so these people love war, but they never served in the Army. How would they feel if it was them dealing with, the same situations like the soldiers do, right? And it was funny because Bill Maher defended Trump, and that's what's happening here. Bill Maher defends Trump like, well, that's not how he meant it, which was really crazy for me to hear. I believe I covered this, actually, but anyway, it was crazy for me to hear because I was like, Bill Maher defending Trump? Like, that's insane. But he did. So anyway, this is Tim Miller kind of reacting to him saying that the media is always taking Trump out of context, which they do. But I will say, and I know it's like the vibe on my channel right now has been like, Trump is wrong. Like, no, it's not that. I'm not anti-Trump. I'm not. I'm just like very, very disillusioned. But anyway, but it was like, of all the things that they've said Trump has said, especially like bloodbath, right? But this is the one that Bill Maher defended. I was like, God, these people must see the writing on the wall for real. But whatever, let's go ahead and get into it.
Daytime MSNBC is we're watching primetime Newsmax, right? So it's like, you know what I mean? So obsessing over the criticism, right? So obsessing over the criticism of it, I just sometimes think is a little overkill.
So J.D. Vance said teens are purposely becoming trans to get into elite colleges.
Is that?
Well, it is. I don't think that's how. I don't think that's why teens are becoming trans. But
wow.
There's a story to be said about that actually being true. With all the affirmative action and stuff and civil rights movements and all of that. So now everybody, gets put in a protected class and we need more representation and there goes that and all that. And merit is out the window. So I could see that being a motivation for somebody, especially a young white kid, especially a young white boy. Absolutely. Yeah.
Just to throw it all on the table, I'm not so sure that elite colleges don't want trans, possibly more than they want people who are not trans. I mean, that's just where the far left is. But I don't think they're purposely doing that. He also said that he wouldn't be...
What's his plan for the White House on that? Interfering?
I have no idea.
What's the Trump-Vance administration going to do?
Is there like one case of that?
Of course not. But he said, J.D. Vance said he wouldn't be surprised if he and Donald Trump get the normal gay guy vote. Guys who fuck women. The normal gay guys.
I think what J.D. Vance means by the normal gay guy vote is the guy who has a blank profile on Grindr, who's messaging, who's messaging actual out gay guys. I think that probably is a Trump point.
All right, I got to go to Vegas.
So anyway, that comment that was made about they have every right, by the way, to roast the Republicans, like, because I don't know, man, like, it's like the pandering and begging is beyond this world to me. But anyway, now, so we have here, and I'm going to put my glasses on. Sorry, guys. A simple Google search would have told you woke leftists teaching our kids in NYC the reason we pulled and moved them to non-woke schools in Connecticut. So something must have happened here. Hold on.
These are the stupidest smart people in the world. And it's only in the context of politics where somebody as smart as Ben Shapiro would take a risk such as this on Donald Trump, right? In their personal lives, they would never put their kids in a school where somebody like Donald Trump was the principal of the school. They would never do that, right? If there were two options and there was like a normal center-left kind of woke liberal running one school, and there was an insane madman sundowning running the other school, saying random shit all the time, they would always go in the woke liberal school every time. All these people, they're only doing this in the context of politics. It is an unbelievable risk. And the Wall Street Journal this morning, if you don't mind, I pulled this one up. These are supposed to be the intelligent conservatives. This was their editorial today. Mr. Trump was too undisciplined and his attention span too short to stay on message, much less stage a coup. In supporting Trump, the Wall Street Journal's editorial position is he's too stupid to coup, so we're going to roll with it. That is insane. He's going to be older than Biden. At the end, he's going to be older than Biden. We're going to have this elderly man with only crazy people around him in charge at age 82. Who would take this risk? Like, no matter, even if you did agree with the policies or whatever, it is a ludicrous risk to take, and all of these supposedly smart people have lost their mind to go along with it.
So, okay, I'm going to come back to what he said. But, so this is the beef, right? So, Tim Miller, who is, looking for a little bit of let's keep it real, I mean, he has 429,000 followers. I mean, he's doing really big things on YouTube, okay? But, it's good to get a little beef going, so that's what's up. So, he says it's only in the context of partisan politics where someone as smart as Ben Shapiro, Megyn Kelly would take a risk like this. They would never send their kids to a school run by Trump over a school run by a median woke liberal. Before I go to her response, let me just say that I would definitely send my kids to a school run by Trump if it wasn't like all the people around him. I mean, but if it was just like really a school run by Trump, absolute, I don't understand. Like that part is where I'm like, I don't really get why. Like if you were to at least talk about the donors more, or the people he's bringing around him, like he paraded, Mike Pompeo on stage yesterday. I didn't sign up for that, whatever. But if you would talk about that stuff, I would be down with you. Like, yeah, you're right. But when you start saying like a school ran by Trump, Trump, these are subjective feelings, which are really weird to me. Even in 2016, when I was not at all close to being MAGA, right? I was still like, when people would say he doesn't act presidential enough, I was like, what is that supposed to mean? Not everybody has to do things like, he doesn't have to sound like Obama. He's Trump. He's not Obama, right? So I've always been that person. So I don't like subjectivity too much of this character. Like, oh, we wouldn't do our school. Like, it's just weird. But anyway, she put, hey, Tim Doc, a simple Google search would have told you, the woke leftists teaching our kids in New York City were the reason we pulled them and moved them to non-woke schools in Connecticut. I'm sure those schools are getting ready to get woke too. And I hate that word, sorry. Maybe do your homework before you bring my kids in. Oh, God. Jesus. It's not bringing your kids in. I can't even defend you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, maybe do your homework before you bring my kids into it. By the way, why didn't you ask Doug Emhoff about abuse allegations or whatever? Oh, he didn't bring your kids into it. What he was saying was you would send. I mean, he's not really bringing your kids into it, kind of missing the point, and it. But I'm sure they'll be enrolling in Trump University any day now, which that's not even a good enough dig. She's talking about K-12, not college, Tim. And if you spent even 5 minutes looking at current politics and curriculum in schools, you'd understand why so many parents, including lifelong Dems, are grappling with their vote in this election more than ever. What I will say to that, what I will say to that is Trump did say that he wants to get rid of the Department of Education. I don't think they'll let him do it. Yeah, this is the kind of country I live in, but I remember when he said this, I heard him say this, was it last year? Yeah, last year in June, around my birthday, I went to go see him speak at the Moms for Liberty convention. And he did say that, but, at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. If we don't get rid of the systems that are really controlling things, I don't know. But then she went ahead and, retweeted him. saying, Tim Doc, you are sending me messages on X, so you know you are seeing my responses. I ask again, why didn't you ask Doug Hemhoff about whatever the heck he must have going on? Bill Burton, it's so sad that your career is sunsetting in Russia. Okay, bye. Like, bye. If Hemhoff were a Republican, he would be forced to leave our country. Not really joking. That's not true. I do follow this gentleman. He's a good guy, but that's not true. Like, I've long moved on from that type of thinking. But anyway, so that was the whole thing. It's like Tim Miller apparently is bringing up her kids. Me personally, I don't think that he meant it that way, but he made a weak argument. Like, the point that he's making is that the point is that you are just voting for Trump and you're crazy for doing it. So it was more about the vote. I don't think that people, if you aren't aware of things and you really just look at let's pretend that you don't care about the other players. Yeah, somebody's going to vote for Trump. It makes sense. Like, if you think that it's only the Biden administration that made a lot of this stuff happen and not that a lot of our bureaucratic agencies, our different sectors have gone rogue as far as I'm concerned, then yeah, I would definitely be like, yeah, vote for Trump. Like, yeah, like because he is the person to try to bring that back, into a place of normalcy. But it's not always so easy, but whatever. Anyway, guys, by the way, too, I will be going live today about the elections. I hope people see. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.